Another week, another candle. XRP is going very bullish. Look at this beautiful weekly candle we just formed on XRP, and it's just starting. Today, we're going to talk about the crypto market as a whole, the stock market, oil market, as well as crypto market, especially Bitcoin. But more importantly, XRP. You guys know how I feel about XRP, and it's pumping. So we have a lot to discuss today. It's coming up after the intro. What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. The more you pay attention to, the more aware you become. In this channel, we pay attention to stocks, crypto, real estate, and business to find the best place to grow your portfolio. If this is something that interests you, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. So today we are Sunday, and the first Sunday of every month, we look at the market as a whole and we do a monthly forecast. Every Sunday after that, we follow up on these predictions to see if we're on or off target. We had a lot of action in the crypto market this week, and I want to show you something. Had you had put your money in XRP on March, when it was reaching 10 cents, you would be making up to 5x, 5 times your investment. So the question is, how do you know which crypto to invest in, and how do you know exactly the right timing to buy your cryptocurrencies? This is something that we discuss at length in the technical investor course. You get to know how to make your money, keep and multiply your investments, how to build wealth generation. We discuss about macroeconomy and everything you wish you had learned in high school. Make sure you check the link in the description below. I'm going to have 2 new courses that I'm going to add in a bonus section, so make sure you check this out. Link in the description below. Remember, we have Black Friday coming, and right now the course is at 70% off. So again, make sure you check the link. You do not want to miss this. Again, we had a lot of action in the crypto market this week. You came here for the truth. Let's just dive deep into it. All right, so I'm going to start quickly with the stock market, especially the S&P 500. This week we had some great news. Tesla is available now on the S&P 500, and the stock market was booming, especially Tesla prices. But as a whole, how is the S&P 500 is doing? And I want to point your attention towards the last 2 weeks. Last week, we had a nice doji candle forming here, and I was waiting to see what was going to happen this week to see how it reacted. And this week, we have a bearish week, and I want to show you something. It's the RSI. Look at this. The RSI, we have this long pattern, which is a downtrend with what we call a bearish divergence. And last week was another moment where we were going to have to test this downtrend right here. And with the doji candle, which is a precursor of a reversal trend, and also we have it rejected this line right here. So it's more likely that we're not going to have a bullish section for December. We may not even break this. So we're going to wait and see. But so far, the bearish divergence, which is almost a 2-year divergence on a weekly candle, is very active. And this is a strong trend that keeps getting validated over and over again. In terms of MACD, we have it's technically overextended. It's fluctuating between a bullish and bearish cross, but eventually we may have to put like a lower trend and lower momentum on a weekly candle. But so far there is not much strength. You can see it as well on the ADX signal. The strengths are low despite the green line being above. So there is not much momentum left for the bullish case, but we're going to wait and see. We are heading towards a decision point for the stock market, and this may happen in the next 2 to 4 weeks. It's easier to see on the Nasdaq. Here is the Nasdaq chart, and you can see that we had a triple top. So there is 2 ways to interpret this. It's either that the stock market is building a lot of resistance and about to be breaking this point. If we do break this point, we're gonna head towards all-time high. And if we do not break this point, then we might go for a long dip, and it might be the start of a bearish trend. However, I want to show you something. We drew this triangle a couple weeks ago, and this is again another decision point about to be making. One way you can also test this is follow this EMA 21 on a daily chart. I love to do it better on a weekly chart. So on a weekly chart, this is where you have it. weekly chart, we're following this yellow trend right here, and usually about 70% of a triangle we get a decision point. And if that, and the closer we get there, the closer that we are about to make a decision on the up or down side. So usually on a decision point like this, we don't really know where it's going. We have to look at other indicators to see where it's going. But we're eventually in the next 2 to 4 weeks, sometime in December, we will have to make a decision where the market wants to go. Either we break this resistance and make an all-time high, or we break this triangle and form a lower low, and that will be the start of a bearish trend. On the weekly also, we have a bearish divergence forming as well. The MACD is overextended with some momentum on the downside. Look at the curve. The curve is pointing downwards, and the lower it goes, the less strength that it has. So if it's about to break this triangle with low strength, then it's not really convincing for the bullish case. And this is an interesting thing, because if you're in the stock market right now, you might want to look at this and start preparing for a selling point, especially if it breaks this point. Or if you want to be cautious, then you might want to start looking into selling your taking right now, and do not take the chance. If it breaks the point and starts to go high, then that's good. But if it's not, then at least you can take your profit and call it the day. I want to talk quickly about crude oil. We have been in this continuation pattern for a very long time, ever since May, and it keeps going on and on. But the last 3 weeks, especially after the election, we have noticed a nice pump. We have noticed a pump on the futures, and you might want to start looking into oil stocks as well. Now, we're heading towards a key decision points for futures, and if we break next week above this line right here, then that is very bullish for oil stocks. However, if we reject this line, then we can expect at least another hit around this line. So this is going to be very interesting. The last 3 weeks have been greened. It's very rare that we've been seeing something like this since May. So it is very interesting. And based on the pattern, now if we look at the RSI is above 50. So that's a bullish sign. There is the momentum. We're starting to form momentum on the oil futures as well. It's slowly, but it's green. So that's also a very good sign. And despite having the red candle here, we're picking up strength. So if this continues, we may even have a cross and have the green above the red line. Let's see what the daily candle is showing. The daily candle is showing green, but with the lower strength. So it's very interesting to see what it's going to do. Maybe it's losing some steam and it might reject this point. But considering that the last 3 weeks, it's been very good, we have to assume that it's going to follow the trend until it breaks the trend. So if you have any oil stocks, or if you're looking into oil stocks right now like XOM, you might want to pay attention to it closer and either have a short-term option play for the next 2 months, or I'll start looking for a dip and then get into it later. But you want to get away from this channel that's been forming the last couple of weeks, and we may see this next week. Bitcoin is looking very bullish. It's 7 weeks in a row now that we have a green candle, and this candle right here is very bullish. We even crossed $19,000 for Bitcoin this week, so that was very bullish. However, we are heading towards a major decision point for Bitcoin. So I'm going to put this green and bigger than all the other one, because right now this resistance right here is the biggest resistance that Bitcoin ever had on its entire history. Right here, the highest resistance, and we are about to challenge this resistance again. Now, do we have enough steam to break through this resistance? That's another question, but we're gonna test this. This means we may see $20,000 Bitcoins, or maybe $19.5 Bitcoins sometimes in the next couple days. Well, we might also see a rejection, because hey, we break a lot of big resistance in the last 7 weeks. So to ask Bitcoin to keep breaking more resistance, that could be something it's unlikely. Let me put it this way. However, we're full of surprises. There is a lot of news. There is a lot of greed in the market. We look at the greed index right here. We're at extreme greeds territory, 90, and we have been playing with the 90 range for 7 weeks in a row now. It's very interesting to see. However, there is something interesting happening. The last couple weeks, we've seen a resistance on the 90 area, right? So you can see resistance, 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 resistance. Now, what was previous resistance has become support. And here we are right now. We're past the 90. We reached 94 and then another 94. And we have this as a support. So this is a very good structure on a short term for Bitcoin. That means we may see $20,000 Bitcoin, because if this support continues to keep hold and stay there, and then we have a bounce probably around 94 or 95 again, then that means that greed is going to be pumping the price all the way to $20,000 Bitcoin. However, eventually we have to break this, because this area right here is not a healthy area for Bitcoin on the long term. We have to have some sort of correction where the market is going to be at least in a 50 or below 70 at the very least. So we need to see some correction at some point. And considering that we have seen this the last 7 weeks, we may be due for a correction. So the longer, the more it's pumping up, the more likely we're about to get a correction. But I want to point out that even a 50% correction on Bitcoin right now will still have the price close to $10,000. So Bitcoin is still a good market structure. Bitcoin is still a good pricing structure. The chances to have Bitcoin close above 14,000 by year end are very high. So we're going to wait and see. If we're looking at the RSI, look at this. We have, this is the weekly chart, and we have crossed the overbought area, and we're keep pumping, and it's not curving. It's still going up. And this is a very high territory for Bitcoin on a weekly chart. The last time this happened was in 2017, December 2017. So we're almost 3 years into this, as we're heading December 2020, and we might have a reaction just like this happen as well. Now, a couple interesting points. Now, I showed you this pattern last couple weeks, and I was telling you that it's looking like a cup handle pattern. However, it needed to be validated. I found it interesting that we had a giant candle that tested this line right here. We drew this line before it even tested this. So that was a very accurate prediction right here. But it actually got back up right away, and now it's playing again below. Now you can see this week that we had a very huge pump on the altcoin. As this is going downwards, the altcoins are pumping, and this is the market dominance for Bitcoins. The higher it goes, the higher the price of Bitcoin goes, and the lower it goes, it's the higher the altcoins goes. And we're forming as well a trend, downward trend on the RSI, so we can expect to see some more action on the altcoin sector. This chart right now is the entire altcoin market, and we're heading towards a downward trend like this, but we have broken not only this major resistance but also this downward trend as well. So this is very important. So we might very well see that the next couple weeks a challenge on this line again, and this line was equivalent to the $20,000 Bitcoin prices. So we still have some room to grow, but it's very interesting to see that on the total market cap for the cryptocurrency market, that we have broken a 3-year downtrend, and now we're heading towards an uptrend. Lastly, I want to talk about XRP. Now, we had this symmetrical triangle since March, and I was talking to you guys about 30 cents XRP for a long while, almost 2 months. We've been following this structure very nicely. The market was sitting on this EMA 21 for a very long time, but this week we had a giant candle. It didn't only break 30 cent XRP, but it also break 40 cents XRP as well. And yesterday we had a challenge at 50 cents XRP. So this is extremely bullish for XRP long term. What do I expect to see from here? I'm expecting to see a pullback at some point, and I'm hoping to see a retest on this 30 cents XRP. Before it was resistance, all right, for a very long time. To have a nice market structure, we need to see this tested as a support, and it needs to stay consistent and not break the support. If we do see this even for a week or two, that would have a beautiful market structure for XRP, and we can expect to see a break from this pattern and even have a higher all-time high for XRP. So that's why I would like to see a better market structure instead of a quick pump and then the market crashes and it doesn't form a beautiful market structure. So that's what I would like to see. I would like to see a rejection around this point at some point and a retest on the support, and for it to stay there on the support. But so far, the symmetrical triangle pattern is over. XRP has broken this pattern beautifully, and now it's about we need to see what's going to happen next month. We're gonna see more. We're gonna discuss more about the market structure for the December monthly forecast. But for now, this is what we could expect to see. We could expect to see a pullback after such a bullish candle, and maybe when the prices are going up again for Bitcoin, we might get another retest on the 50 zone area, and we'll wait to see how that plays out. So this is all I had ready for you today. We'll talk on the next video. Make sure you tune in and check the link in the description below for the course, because we discuss about all of these in the course as well. Remember to take advantage of the Black Friday special, 70% off on the entire course. Make sure you check this out, and we'll talk on the next one.